Let's see what Alex Bell cooked up today.
Water, earth,
Yeah.
fire.
The Cabbage Merchant from Avatar: The Last Airbender is a Fire Nation spy.
You think so?
I believe he is the true villain of Avatar, secretly orchestrating the events of both shows. And also, I think he's cabbage bending. But we'll get to that part later.
What's cabbage bending?
I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you, this will be the most convincing Avatar theory you will ever
just see cabbages
hear.
everywhere.
This is cabbage theory.
Isn't there already a cabbage theory or something like that? Like Alex Bell ain't the first one to say it, but he about to go into detail. Let's see what he's talking about. Book 1, The Cabbage Merchant, Fire Nation Spy.
So, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm guessing most people who clicked on this video have already seen it, but on the off chance you haven't, it's basically a show where some people can control one of the 4 elements. And the Avatar, the only person who can master all 4 elements, has to stop the Fire Nation from taking over the world. But why would I possibly think that a random Earth Kingdom cabbage merchant is actually a Fire Nation spy?
You really
and a
love them
cabbage
cabbages.
bender, but we'll get to that later. You know, he's just a funny running gag character. All we ever see him do is get his cabbages destroyed.
My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages!
He got a lot of screen time.
Well, think about it. We are told many times throughout the show that there are Fire Nation spies.
He was probably trying to signal the Fire Navy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a spy for the Fire Navy.
How do we know you're not Fire Nation spies?
Jet, he's just an old man.
He's Fire Nation. He was sent to eliminate me.
But strangely, we never actually see any of them. But at the
spy.
same time, we know there must be spies out there because someone is giving Zuko very detailed information about the gang's whereabouts.
We're closing in on the Avatar's trail.
There have been multiple sightings of the Avatar.
Somehow Prince Zuko and the Fire Nation keep finding us.
And let me ask you this. Who does the gang constantly run into throughout the entire show?
Hey, he cooking.
The Cabbage Merchant. Okay, I know, it still sounds like a stretch, but don't worry. We're just getting started.
I'm gonna let you cook, my boy. It don't sound like a stretch to me. It don't sound like a stretch. You're not stretching anything out around here.
In Book 3, the gang goes to see a Fire Nation play all about their adventures.
You guys are not gonna believe this. There's a play about us.
I'm
What?
the Avatar, silly. Here to spread joy and fun.
It's basically just Fire Nation propaganda where the Fire Lord is shown as the good guy and wins in the end.
The world is mine.
Did I clap, y'all?
But other
Not
than
my hands.
that, the plot of the play is surprisingly accurate.
Riddles and challenges must you face.
Oh, some of this stuff, nobody was around besides the gang and them. So how they know this? Ooh. How they get some of these details? I'm seeing what you putting down, Alex Bell. I'm seeing it.
Accurate.
Riddles and challenges must you face.
No, Jet, what did they do to you?
Must destroy.
So where did they get all of this information about the gang?
His sources include singing nomads, pirates, prisoners of war, and a surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cabbage.
He said that? He said that? What?
Prisoners of war and a surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cabbage.
I'm a believer.
The surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cabbage.
I'm a believer. You turned me to a believer, Alex.
Why did the Cabbage Merchant, an Earth Kingdom citizen, help them write Fire Nation propaganda? Because he's actually a Fire Nation spy. Okay,
sold me.
wait. Maybe I'm just overthinking this.
Nah.
Maybe he didn't necessarily know he was helping the Fire Nation. For all we know, someone just asked him about the Avatar, and he was more than willing to complain about the guy who has destroyed his cabbages many times. You know, he might be a little petty, but there's no reason to think he's secretly trying to take down the Earth Kingdom. Right?
A sleeper agent. Let's see how he's sleeping.
In Book 2, the Cabbage Merchant tries to take the ferry to Ba Sing Se, but he gets rejected by the ticket lady.
I told you already. No vegetables on the ferry. One cabbage slug could destroy the entire ecosystem of Ba Sing Se. Security!
One cat. Damn.
My cabbages!
she destroys his cabbages to
How he get so
avoid
many
risking
cabbages?
cabbage slugs from getting into the city. Now, this may seem like a bit of an overreaction, but Ba Sing Se is a closed-off, self-contained ecosystem. If the wrong pest got in, it could quickly spread and be devastating for the city's agriculture and economy.
But can't the same thing be said about humans? We can carry all types of diseases and animals on us. You know what I'm saying? I get where she coming from, but like the danger is there either way. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid of a little danger.
For the city's agriculture and economy. And you know what's crazy about all this?
Pardon me.
She was right.
I take back everything I said. She was right. I hate being wrong.
If you look
Oh, it's a
really
slug?
closely as the cabbage cart gets destroyed, you can just barely see a cabbage slug flying through the air.
There's so many things I've never seen before until this day.
Listen to what the lady says. A single cabbage slug would destroy the entire ecosystem of Ba Sing Se. If the cabbage merchant actually got into Ba Sing Se like he wanted,
Oh, he wanted to destroy the Fire Nation. He knew from the start that one slug would have destroyed everything. Yo, I'm looking at this show kind of different, bro. You're opening my eyes. They were closed at first, but now they're open to the truth.
If the cabbage merchant actually got into Ba Sing Se like he wanted, he would have personally been responsible for the downfall of the capital of the Earth Kingdom. Okay, that's not like a great look for the cabbage man, but you know, maybe it was just an accident.
Nah, too many coincidences.
I refuse to accept that. Look
Stand
at this
on
guy.
it.
He is so passionate and obsessed with his cabbages.
Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
Literally, his only defining trait is how much he cares about his cabbages.
I told y'all he in love with
Does he really
them.
seem like the type of guy who wouldn't know if he had cabbage slugs? He's a Fire Nation spy! But why? I mean, he clearly has a vendetta against Aang, but why would he be intentionally trying to take down the Earth Kingdom? Well, Aang is not the only one who destroys his cabbages. We've seen him try to enter both Omashu and Ba Sing Se, and both times Earth Kingdom bureaucrats destroyed his cabbages.
What kind of slum do you think this is? Security!
And these are only the times that we actually know about. For all we know, this is a regular occurrence for him. And then he's forced to watch as they immediately let Aang, his mortal enemy, inside directly after him.
Mortal enemy? That's a little bit of a stretch.
Aang, his mortal enemy, inside directly after him.
My cabbages! Enjoy your mushroom.
We will.
Security!
I would have snitched.
It is my pleasure to help. All right, we scammed that lady good.
He didn't even have a ticket to get into Ba Sing Se. What the hell? And when Aang does destroy his cabbages, and he tries to get justice,
You're gonna pay for this! Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
guess what the Earth Kingdom authorities do to Aang?
What is your judgment, sire?
Throw them a feast.
You got
They
celebrated?
throw him a feast. The cabbage merchant has just as much reason to hate the Earth Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the years of abuse and special treatment for the Avatar radicalized him into becoming a Fire Nation spy.
I would have became the biggest hater this day, bruh. This day, he destroyed my lifeline, and y'all gave him a feast in front of my eyes. I'm switching sides too. You know what? The cabbage man might be evil in his theory, but is he really evil, guys? Is he really the bad guy?
Treatment for the Avatar radicalized him into becoming a Fire Nation spy, attempting to take down the Earth Kingdom from within using infested cabbages.
I told you already! No vegetables on the ferry!
The
this is
ticket
like
lady
second time.
says, I told you already.
He been
This
there.
is not the first time he's tried smuggling cabbage slugs into Ba Sing Se. And when he tried to enter Omashu, listen to why the guards rejected him.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Rotten cabbages.
He cares
I think
so
the
much about his
cabbage man was
cabbages.
once again trying to sneak in infested cabbages into Omashu.
Get off.
Despite being rejected and having his cabbage cart completely destroyed, just a few minutes later, we see him inside of the city with a whole new cart full of cabbages.
My my cabbages!
What if whole time Aang was saving Ba Sing Se or the Earth Kingdom by destroying his cabbages? Today, kind of I get up. Hey, honestly, I should be a theorist too. I should write a book on my theories because I just broke the code right there.
My cabbages!
Oh.
So I think the Cabbage Man went down there to retrieve his cabbages, discovered the secret entrance, and successfully brought the infested cabbages into the city to weaken it for the Fire Nation.
The Earth Kingdom city of Oh no.
Oh shit.
They even
I can't believe it. I know the war has spread far, but Omashu always seemed untouchable.
Up until now it was.
So why is it now suddenly so vulnerable? It's because of the Cabbage Merchant. And this is also exactly what happened to Ba Sing Se. He was rejected entry, his cabbages got destroyed, but then later we see him is working for the Fire Nation to help take down the Earth Kingdom and spy on the Avatar. Is the Cabbage Merchant spying on the gang? Examples of the Fire Nation knowing things they shouldn't.
Right, it's just been dumb luck 3 times in 8 episodes that he was just around, right? Seems unlikely. And how'd they know to put Toph in a wooden cell anyway?
I'm gonna turn you in and collect the reward. Then you metal bend yourself out of jail.
Hey, what kind of cell is this?
A wooden one.
If you think about it, no one in the Fire Nation should know that metal bending exists. Toph only created it a few weeks ago, when the only people that have seen it are from the Earth Kingdom, and scams in that episode, only earthbending. So why in the world would the Fire Nation town guards think they use a wooden cell when they're not even aware that metal bending is a thing? Use a wooden cell when they're not even aware that metal bending is a thing.
Especially the stuff in Book 3 when the Cabbage Merchant isn't even around. It's almost like the Fire Nation has a puppet master, an episode that the Cabbage Merchant isn't even in. But still, I honestly think it's one of the strangest things in the entire show. In this episode, the gang goes to a Fire Nation market and Katara buys a cabbage. Except there's something very weird about this cabbage.
Oh, I got a face.
It really has a very so weird.
Why am I getting hypnotized by a cabbage right now?
But what I'm about to say is gonna sound But if the Cabbage Merchant is using the cabbages to spy on the gang? Yes, I believe that the Cabbage Merchant is a cabbage bender. A precedent for being able to spy on people through vegetation with the swamp.
Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's a little different stuff in agriculture in smart words.
And it isn't even just like an avenue.
But like, Alex, I'm hearing you out, but that's like trees and plants and stuff with roots that's all connected. I don't really understand this point right here, but I might hear you out and press play.
The entire world.
I'm more connected to the world than you've ever been. I can see Su and Lin, Zaofu and Republic City. I see everything.
Now, obviously, this cabbage is not part of the swamp. But a major theme of Avatar is how separate
tree is one big thing, but the whole world?
Sure. You think you're any different from me, or your friends, or this tree?
The greatest illusion of this world is the illusion of separation. Even the separation of the 4 elements is an illusion.
We're all connected. Everything is connected.
So everything in this world, including the Cabbage Merchant and cabbages across the entire world, are connected. And to spy on the gang. I think like, technically you could do this with anything in Avatar. He's just like really honed his ability.
If he's water bending and that's how he's doing that, I can respect that. But cabbage bending, I don't know.
He's cabbage bending, and I have evidence to prove it. This weird spiritual connection to cabbages explains why he's so obsessive and protective of them.
Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
And it also explains why he's constantly feeling them for some reason. He's not just randomly caressing a cabbage, he's connecting with it through cabbage bending. And if you don't believe me, one time while he's feeling a cabbage, we can see him literally sense the gang coming.
I think all humans got that.
Like, yeah, there was a falling sound, but if you listen closely, he senses them before we can hear the sound.
That's like when you were, like the nomads can tell somebody looking at them from the back.
He sensed them through the cabbage. This also explains how he would have been able to find the secret entrance into Omashu. His cabbages fell down near the entrance, allowing him to sense it. I know it sounds crazy, but the evidence is here. The cabbage merchant is cabbage bending. Every time we see cabbages in this show, the merchant is using them to spy on the gang. He is always watching them. He's not just some random funny background character. He is a highly skilled double agent working for the Fire Nation. And if you still, after all of this, don't believe that, then let me ask you this. How
I believe everything besides the cabbage, him being connected to the cabbage. Y'all let me know in the comments below how y'all feel about that part of the theory. Everything else I liked, but like him being connected to cabbages all over the world, that just sounds like a stretch, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds crazy.
How did a failing cabbage merchant get enough money to start an extremely successful technology company in the Legend of Korra?
He did?
Republic City's trusted name in technology for over 50 years.
Does he sell technology?
Cabbage Corp!
They even built a massive statue of him in Republic City. They don't just hand these out. Not even Katara got a statue. The cabbage merchant built his empire with blood money he was paid by the Fire Nation to take down the Earth Kingdom. And he has gone on to become one of, if not the most rich and powerful people in all of Avatar.
I believe that because cabbages damn sure ain't that profitable. How the f you get a statue for having cabbages? He ain't a savior of cabbage.
All right, there you go. Bet you didn't expect the My Cabbages guy to be the true villain of the show. You know, at least he doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. In fact, in Legend of Korra, his company is actually the main supplier of airships for the Earth Kingdom now. So, you know, it seems like he's gotten over his grudge. Maybe this is even his way of trying to make up for all the damage he's done to the Earth Kingdom. You know, maybe this story actually has a happy ending after all.
Don't worry, I have a plan. These airships that Cabbage Corp sold to the Earth Kingdom are way cheaper than the ones Future Industries built. Now that's just shoddy workmanship.
That man just trash.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's still fucking doing it.
He is.
The controls are busted.
It's not my fault this airship's a hunk of junk.
Even generations later, the cabbage merchant is still secretly weakening
He might just
the
be a
Earth Kingdom.
businessman.
But
cutting costs and
is
shit.
He still working for the Fire Nation? Wait a second. No, he can't be. In Legend of Korra, the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation are not enemies anymore. The new Fire Lord is even like super against the idea of fighting the Earth Kingdom.
The Fire Nation has spent too much of its history fighting nonsense wars, and I refuse to drag my nation into another one unless there's no other choice.
Why is the cabbage merchant still doing this? Who is he working for?
Me. You ain't guessed that.
Oh my god. It's so obvious. How did I miss this? The cabbage merchant is a member of the Red Lotus.
The Red Lotus?
The Red Lotus is an anarchist organization from Legend of Korra Book 3. And we're told that there are more Red Lotus spies out there, even though we never actually end up seeing them.
And even with Zahir locked up again, we still don't know how many Red Lotus members might be out there, hiding.
Is that Zuko? I have not watched Legend of Korra at all. Maybe like the first 10 episodes. Am I missing something? Is it good?
We still don't know how many Red Lotus members might be out there, hiding.
That kind of sounds familiar. They hate governments and secretly took down the Earth Kingdom from within. You know, that actually kind of reminds me of someone. They hate the Avatar and even tried to kill her.
Now, destroy the Avatar.
Off with
It's
their
sucking her
heads.
water out?
One for each head of cabbage.
And each member of the Red Lotus is a highly unique and specialized bender. Cabbage bending. No, that's crazy. He can't be. He's not an anarchist. He's just the funny cabbage guy. The
is that?
Red Lotus is a group that originally split off from the White Lotus.
We are what the White Lotus was meant to be, but after the 100-Year War, the White Lotus lost its true purpose. Its members came out of hiding and openly served the Avatar.
And you know, you'd probably think that if they're just like the White Lotus but more extreme, their logo would probably be just a red version of the White Lotus's logo, but no. They did a full-on redesign. It doesn't even look like a lotus flower anymore.
Satanic.
But you know what it does look like?
Cabbage? A cabbage?
A fucking cabbage! cabbage. It's a fucking red cabbage. He can't keep getting away with this.